This space was designed to lure players onto a section of breakable floor that drops them into a room full of zombies. Players are enticed into the trap by some reward items and a chance to peek in the hole. We like to surprise players, but we never want them to feel like they've been treated unfairly.
Get back!
I met Odessa Cubbage one time. What an idiot.
Between you and me, I don't trust those Vortigaunts. So much for better life through science.
Dr. Kleiner says we can mate now. Not that I needed his permission.
What idiot put Kleiner in charge?
Sometimes I think everybody's a doctor but me.
Everything we do seems to make things worse.
This was such a nice neighborhood, too.
It used to be safer here.
We're sitting ducks in here. Or maybe fish in a barrel. Anyway, it's not good.
I hear it's a lot better out in the country. How about this weather?
I miss Dr. Breen.
Taking the scenic route, eh?
Remember when he had the jugglers on? Somehow I
Gordon? Alex? I don't believe
Oh, it's him, Bonnie.
How the hell did you get out of the Citadel?
Not exactly sure. All I know is the Vortigaunts had something to do with it. But what about you, Barney?
I'm doing okay, just going crazy trying to...
Found us!
Aw, hell, Gordon? Were you followed again?
We stole some information from the Citadel on our way out. I don't know what it is yet, but it's important enough that they've been hounding us the whole way here.
Well, that puts the pressure on. Look, we gotta get moving. You guys know about the evacuation trains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've been planning to make a push on the train station. Now it looks like we're gonna have to cut a path through every chicken shit Metro cop who's having second thoughts about defending City 17.
If Gordon and I took a separate route, we could draw the Combine away from you. That'd give you a chance to get the trains filled up before we get there.
Really? Well, if you say so. Now, come here, look over here. Okay, across this bridge, over the rooftops, is a safe path to the station. You two head that way. I'll hit the streets and round up everyone who's been waiting. We'll meet you there.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Hey, Gordon, before you go, I was getting tired of carrying this around. Listen, I don't have many more of these, so try not to lose this one, okay? Go on across, Gordon. She's waiting for you. You lucky dog, you.
Sorry.
Barney, like Dr. Kleiner, is one of the characters with the deepest roots in Half-Life 1. His personality is more iconic and retains more of the comic stylization of the first game. This type of character allows us to mix up the mood a little bit, to inject some absurd humor into the otherwise grim scenarios of the Half-Life universe. While characters such as Alex and Eli Vance have allowed us to explore more realistic dramatic possibilities, we're still very much attached to our roots in satire and black humor.
Barney's big crowbar scene here required a few tricks to pull off. There are actually 3 separate crowbar models in this sequence. First, there's the one stuck in the machine. When Barney grabs that one, we remove it from the world and switch on a second crowbar that's been in Barney's hand the entire time, only invisible. Both of these models are purely decorative, so as soon as Barney makes his tossing motion, we hide the second crowbar and create a third usable crowbar that then bounces to the ground.
Unidentified weapon acquired.
See you at the station!
It's a gunship.
Designate target as. Negative target. Target has been spotted back over. Confirmed target is free.
Great shot! You ready?
You here? Sus.
Hey, a hospital.
Yeah, I'm here.
Keep an eye out for medical supplies.
Whenever possible, we like to foreshadow impending boss battles by introducing the enemy before the actual fight. In this case, you know you're going to be seeing that gunship again pretty soon. Instead of letting the gunship AI have its own way here, we forced the ship to crash right into the attic. It's a dramatic payoff for winning the battle, and it gives players an opportunity to examine a gunship up close at their leisure.
We designed this gunship battle to create a dynamic, evolving experience, while still keeping the player within a constrained area. Initially, the space appears straightforward and provides plenty of cover. As the environment gets progressively more damaged, combat becomes more challenging. Players are increasingly open to enemy fire, and the path to the rocket crate becomes more difficult to navigate. As the roof breaks apart, however, the gunship also becomes more visible, and therefore easier to hit, keeping things relatively in balance. The lighting in this area was tuned to play off of the HDR tone mapping effects between the dark inner spaces and the progressively open, bright sky above.
Think it's dead? Maybe you should whack it with a crowbar just in case. Oh God, not again!
Power 35%. Power 50%.
So much for medical supplies. I found a shotgun.
The hospital was a completely new interior space that we had to design pretty much from scratch. Like most of City 17's visuals, it was inspired by Eastern European architecture. The surgery lamps and the overall white and yellow color scheme were drawn from photos of a hospital in Chernobyl. The tilework and the high archways were chosen to give the area the institutional feel of an old European hospital. And the beds were based on some World War II images. In fact, we avoided modern-looking fixtures and furniture altogether in order to differentiate the place from a contemporary hospital.
We designed this area to be an entertaining showcase for NPC combat. Because of our dynamic AI, these kinds of battles never really play out the same way twice. Players often like to sit back, watch the show, and then dive into the fray at their own discretion. We also felt it was time to introduce a new combat ability for Alex, so we gave her a shotgun here. Not only are shotguns terrific for zombie hunting, their size and ponderous handling characteristics make for some great combat animations.
We chose some iconic hospital props that could be used multiple times throughout the level. Then we built the models with details, multiple skins, and vertical and horizontal elements that would be visually interesting in the space.
Too much of the same type of uninterrupted gameplay causes fatigue. Through repeated playtests, we learned that by the time players reached this part of the hospital, they were ready for a break from the intense combat. In response to that feedback, we inserted this relatively calm exploration puzzle as a change of pace. It gives players a respite from combat while still presenting them with an interesting challenge.
Fuck. Oh, my knee.
Sorry about leaving you alone down there, Gordon. I got a bit swamped. I see you did all right without me.
30%. Ammunition depletion. Toxin levels detected. Imminent. Are dropping. Power 30%.
Great shooting. Here they come. They're through the door. What kind of hospital is this?
Power 70%.
This turret scenario was designed to showcase Alex's ability to provide cover for players in combat. She always hangs back a little, blasting anything that moves. In the original version, players could knock over lightly protected turrets with a single rocket, fired from the safe end of the corridor. We thought it'd be a nice way for players to feel like they'd pulled one over on the Combine. Unfortunately, playtesters routinely thought that they'd discovered a bug, or, at best, an exploit that had arisen from sloppy design. So in this case, a situation we deliberately created to make the players feel clever actually caused them to think we weren't doing our job very well. As a result of this feedback, we added a force field and additional grading to better protect the turrets.
What you're seeing here is a visual representation of a node graph, a set of nodes and all the connections between them. The node graph is used by NPCs to figure out how to move around the world. It's not really a specific set of instructions, but rather a sort of information repository. Among other things, NPCs use the node graph to dynamically chart paths to distant areas, find cover, or scout out firing positions with a clear line of sight to their enemy.
How many zombies were in this room? All of them came for this tiny ass room. Ouch.
At any rate, yes, the train station.
First, as a matter of great urgency, if you...
Wait, whoa. Hey, I see you, I see you.
Barney and get moving.
Goddamn. They're watching us.
Power 60%.
We wanted players to realize that they've been spotted and the Combine are now aware of their arrival at the train station. It sounds like a simple task, but it actually took a lot of thought to draw the player's attention to the various events that communicate this message.
I wondered if you were
First,
gonna make
a
it in
train horn
time.
sounds,
Sorry to keep you
which gives
waiting.
Alex
The
an
Combine's on
opportunity
our tail.
to mention that the
What's the
station is
plan?
in sight.
I'm sending
Next,
folks
the
out in
lights go
groups.
off to grab
And
the
like I
player's
said
attention
before,
and to
if
make
you
the
can keep
monitors
them
stand
safe
out
and
in the
provide
dark.
cover, we might
At
actually
this
stand a
point,
chance
the
of
player
reaching
should
the
be looking
escape
at one of the
trains.
monitors, so
Sounds
finally
good.
the
Send out
Kleiner
the first
transmission
group.
is interrupted briefly by a Combine advisor. Originally, the advisor appeared on a Jumbotron outside, but we were never able to reliably make playtesters look at it. The flashing Combine camera should also provide some indication that trouble is brewing.
What the fuck?
Though it's not a proper gate,
Why
the
the
zombie
women
draped over the exit
chef's
is
hat?
designed to slow the player down just long enough for Alex to finish her lines.
I don't think this war's ever gonna end.
Lead on, Freeman.
What the fuck, bro?
Originally, Barney started off in this map in the doorway down by the citizens, but playtesters tended to wander around for a while before stumbling across him. We moved him up here to guarantee that his scene with Alex would unfold before players began any exploration. He's standing over a dead Metro cop because it's a plausible-looking long-term activity, in case players don't move directly down to him. Nearby reward items also tend to draw players toward him.
Here we wanted to include something a little different, an escort mission. Most of our gameplay involves constant forward motion, so we wanted to design a situation where players would fight through the same basic area multiple times. This temporary backtracking would create a series of encounters where players had a full tactical awareness of their surroundings. Once again, all of this turned out to be more easily said than done, and this sequence went through a lot of iterations. Originally, the train yard was one big space. This approach had a couple of problems. Since players had a constant unbroken view of the entire area, it was virtually impossible to maneuver enemies into position for stage combat events, and because they could always see the goal, players didn't get much of a sense that they were leading citizens somewhere the citizens couldn't get to on their own. Ultimately, we broke the environment into two different spaces, a parking lot and a maintenance building.
Are we gonna get going soon?
Because neither area can be seen from the other, we're able to repopulate the spaces with new, more deadly combinations of enemies while the player isn't looking. It also makes the journey feel lengthier and more significant.
We wrestled with the problem of plausibly repopulating this area with soldiers between each trip. After several iterations, we decided to have the soldiers jump in through some high windows. This solution has several advantages beyond maintaining incredible fiction. It makes the incoming enemies more immediately visible, and, since the windows are unreachable from the ground, players aren't able to exit through them. Plus, leaping soldiers turn into tumbling ragdolls when shot, which is always entertaining.
Get this thing moving!
We made it.
Dr. Freeman.
Go back and get another group. I'll stay here and guard the gate. Go get more citizens, Gordon.
Take care of the citizens, Gordon. They're counting on you.
I made it. We can leave now.
We made it. Okay, they're safe. Look for another group.
Ass kicking, Doc.
Come on!
down. We've got you covered.
I thought we'd never make it.
Gotta reload.
Get this thing moving!
We made it. We can leave now.
Bring another group of citizens, Gordon.
Now that's the Gordon Freeman I know.
Hurry up, people.
Thanks, Freeman!
Gotta reload.
We made it!
We're ready for another group of citizens.
Depleted.
To the trains, people! We'll make sure you get there safe and sound.
Hurry up, people.
We made it! Thanks to you.
We've got you covered. Here, pat yourself up.
Oh, thanks.
Deja vu.
Get
Get this thing moving!
That should keep them off our backs for a while.
You guys coming?
Go on, Barney, they're not after you. Gordon and I will draw their attention while you get the others away from here. We can grab another train once you're clear.
Okay then. Don't take too long about it, yeah?
Here, let's open up this next track.
Get this thing moving!
Gordon, get a move on.
Bye, Barney. Good luck.
See you when I see ya.
We needed a train station, but we didn't want something that was too similar to the one in Half-Life 2. We decided to give this station a more industrial look, to make it a place where trains were repaired and freight was offloaded. We included some Combine elements to help explain why the Strider can't fire through the various strategic barricades required by the game design.
We separate Alex from the player here to make the Strider battle a more intimate combat experience. While we generally want Alex to be useful to the player, bosses tend to require a specific combat style to beat, and we found that it usually doesn't make gameplay sense to keep her around. Plus, boss battles are the player's big hero moments, and having too much help dilutes a sense of individual accomplishment. Alex more or less sits out all of our boss encounters.
For this climactic battle, we created a new AI that makes the Strider a more interesting opponent. It has a snappier cannon attack, can better track the player's movements, and it now has the ability to target the environment in dangerous ways. For instance, its cannon fire can shove heavy shipping containers straight into the player.
This shipping container used to be accessible only after the player destroyed a padlock. Given the amount of stress during this part of the game, even a simple puzzle, in this case, destroying the lock, would be completely missed by the player. In the end, we felt like the arena we had built for the player to fight the Strider was fun enough without this added element, so we removed it.
We often use goodies, such as this crate and the scanner battery around the corner, to guide players along a preset route. We want players to hit their marks during a battle without drawing attention to the fact that they're being subtly manipulated down a particular path.
We wanted to keep the tension high in this fight, but we also realized that players would need some cover. The destructible panels satisfied both those design goals. Effectively, they're time shelters. Players can hide behind the panels, and the Strider will target them until they're destroyed. This gives the players brief periods of safety, during which they can plan their next move.
We noticed during playtesting that players were often too afraid of the Strider's weapons to stand in front of it and fire rockets. This was kind of a problem because rockets are virtually the only way to kill a Strider. To help players, we modified the Strider's AI so that a player-launched rocket will significantly delay the Strider's attack. This battle of reflexes lets players guide their missiles in safety as long as they get their shot off before the Strider does.
job, Gordon. You're my new hero. Oh, I don't believe it. I think we're actually gonna make it out of here. Quick now, let's get the train moving. Jump on, Gordon. I'm right behind you.
Along with Vistas, positive feedback from Alex is one of our primary means of rewarding players. In this case, Alex's excitement over the Strider's destruction adds a sense of closure to the battle, and gives players the satisfaction that someone witnessed and appreciated their heroics.
The train the player rides out of City 17 had two major design goals. It had to visually connect the end of Episode 1 to the beginning of Episode 2, and it also needed to address the functional gameplay requirements of the second episode. Using reference material we collected on European train cars from the 1980s, we built a basic version of the train that level designers could test. Once we got the thumbs up from them, we added textures and lots of little details. The result is basically a caboose, combined with rounder, more streamlined elements from a passenger car.
Apart from being a big visual payoff to the episode, there were several story requirements that this ending sequence needed to convey. It had to make it very clear that the Citadel was destroyed, that the Citadel pods had escaped, and it needed to imply that the data transmission beam was streaming out of the ruins. We discovered that Alex had to be mostly silent during this scene, or else players tended to look at her instead of all the chaos around them.
I think this is it. You ready, Sauce? You ready for the train ride? Yes. Train light, let's go.
Here we go. We did it, Gordon.
Hey, where's the black stuff? I mean the red stuff. Whoa. Yeah, where's the red stuff? The red stuff. Whoa. Look, what's up there? Holy shit. Are they opening a portal? Dude, they opened a portal.
Oh my god, the transmission's going out.
Damn. Whoa. These pods are escaping. Okay, I think it's gonna collapse. Okay. Damn.